shall we say, aloha?
Well, you know, just that opener makes it look so sunny and warm, which we shot on the seawall in the summertime. And this weather was, let's just say, crappy again, snowy.
You weren't even here.
Well, okay, but I was watching from afar, so I was watching the video on the seawall. I was like, is this Alberta?
Felt like we were
or
living in
is
a
this
snow globe.
BC?
Yeah.
And feeling just the tiniest bad that this was my view.
You were
which
not
I'll
feeling
show
bad
you.
at all.
Okay. Let me just point out, because I had one little week away in Hawaii, and I'm not rubbing it in. The rainbow is because it had been raining and it was windy, so I did enjoy the break, but...
She's rubbing it in.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, a little bit. You deserve it. I'm so glad you did it. And you did send me that rainbow picture in real time, and I was like, boom, that needs to come on the show.
Yeah.
And we were able to put this show together from afar.
Yes.
And it's a blockbuster show, if we may say so. Let's have a little bit of a look ahead, shall we?
Well, one of the things everybody's been talking about this week is, you know, the government of China interfering in our federal elections. Like, what is going on? They talked about it being in 2019 and 2021, all kinds of evidence, and yet the Prime Minister is still saying, I don't think we're going to do an inquiry. And I'm like, what?
Crazy. Sam Cooper, the investigative journalist who broke this story, is going to be with us on the program. We have got an extended segment with Sam Cooper because honestly, what a treasure this journalist is. He's
really
an author. He's an investigative journalist. He was formerly from here in BC. Now he's a big national reporter, but he's the guy who broke another story that we got to get to today.
With money laundering, we all followed that. You know, everybody was so concerned. We had the Cullen Commission here. And then this news came out today that it turns out that one of the big, you know, sharks, Paul Ginn, that they're not going to lay any charges against him because the federal rules are so complex that they were not going to get a conviction. And so the guy gets to sail off and go free. And I thought, we got to change the law is what we need to do. Sam's going to dig into that too.
Yeah, we're going to go long with Sam Cooper for sure. And we've got, because over the last few weeks we've talked about Madonna at the Grammys and the ageism there and the storm around that, and then Don Lemon, who was saying that women are past their prime once they're out of their 30s. We talked about that.
Yeah.
Well, we have somebody who's got she's got a challenge for International Women's Day.
And she's amazing. She is an entrepreneur. She is a nurse. She is an international model. She is 48. She is fabulous. Her name is Mary Seitz. She's coming in studio.
48. And a nurse, and a mother. We got so much to get to there. And she owns a business.
Yeah.
We're also going to have another handsome model on. Wait, no, he's the legislative reporter for Check.
Look at him. Model.
Rob Shaw.
Yeah, Rob Shaw is going to break down the billions of dollars that the BC government is going to spend. The budget came out this week. We're learning more about what they're doing with addictions and mental health and rental rebates and contraception. Free contraception, Jody.
Is it retroactive, Linda?
Yeah, I wish it was.
I wish.
But this is a first in Canada.
It is indeed. You know what time it is? It is time for...
And there's a lot, wow, this kind of made me go whoosh. Nordstrom, which was very exciting when it came to downtown Vancouver, has announced it is getting out of Canada. Nordstrom's closing all of its stores by the summer. What is going to go in that huge space?
What is going to go? So when that was built, it was Eaton's.
Then
back
it
in the
became
day.
Sears.
Then it became Sears briefly.
Yeah.
And then it became
Nordstrom,
because that huge renovation,
Yeah.
it's so upscale. It's a large space. I wonder, maybe it'll be turned into the new headquarters of Google. Who knows? Who knows?
I don't know. I could tell Nordstrom wasn't trying that hard lately.
mentioned that.
It sort
Good
of
thing
felt
we have
like it was, you know, they had old sweaters from the pandemic still sitting there, is what it felt like.
We have Twist and Lords. We don't need Nordstrom.
We do. We don't
It's
need
fine.
you. No,
It's
we don't
fine.
need Nordstrom.
You were just a little sad. And if you really need your Nordies, you can go south of the border because it's just...
But will I have any money? Because after I pay my property taxes
tax.
here, we have the ABC Council here is now saying we're going to have a record high 10.7% property tax hike because they made a bunch of promises in their 100-day plan. They just didn't have enough time to find efficiencies.
Mayor Ken Sims said this budget sucks. And
Yeah.
that
Yeah, it
Vancouver has a
does.
leaky roof that has been left leaky for the better part of 8 years, and somebody's got to fix it. He also said that this is not going to be double digits moving forward. We hope that is true. I know, right? But this is a tough one, and you know, they often say when you get into office, you got to do the tough stuff right out of the gate, because then after that, you're working on getting reelected.
And the
so
reality
hopefully...
is most of the metro municipalities are also looking at some pretty hefty tax hikes coming out of the pandemic. So it's not just us. Look at Surrey.
Oh my gosh, yeah, we
17.5,
talked about that last
yeah.
week. There was no feedback after last week's segment, by the way. It was just fine. BC Cancer 10-year plan.
Wow, and much needed too. So the new premier came out and they're pumping hundreds of millions of dollars into a 10-year plan to try to get people to get to their appointments earlier with the specialists. There were a lot of people in the pandemic who had cancer who couldn't get in to see anybody for months. Can you imagine how stressful that would be?
Yeah.
You have cancer, but you can't see anybody for like 6 months.
Just
so
going back and forth.
What if I'm going to die? The tumor's going to get bigger. Anyways.
Went back and forth with a friend of mine today on exactly that topic. She has a lump in her breast, and she has had it checked.
Yeah.
And she's basically been told, see you in a few weeks. See you in a few weeks. She's in pain. It's inflamed. It's a thing. I'm like, go to the hospital.
Good luck sleeping.
Oh, it's just so terrifying. And early detection is everything. So I can't even. It's so
Here's
tough.
another health story that everybody was talking about, and it was around the origins of COVID-19, and another report saying with low confidence that the COVID vaccine came from a lab leak in Wuhan. And that doesn't mean it did. We need to know where it came from, because we need to know learning forward, how to deal with this. So that's why next week we also have a huge guest. So this is an early promo with Dr. Peter Hotez.
Professor Peter Hotez from Texas Children's Hospital, a man who literally created a COVID-19 vaccine and then gave the patent away to help the world.
That's a big deal.
He's a big deal, and he is going to be exclusively here on Steel and Vance next week. So tune in for that.
Yeah.
TikTok. Do you have TikTok?
I do not. I don't have time. But we had the American government saying we're going to ban TikTok off government devices because it collects a bunch of data. Don't trust the Chinese government. We'll talk more about that.
Yeah.
So then I thought it was interesting because they asked the NDP leader, Jagmeet Singh, because in Canada they banned it as well from government devices.
Yes.
Was Jagmeet Singh going to delete his TikTok? And at first he was like, well, I don't really want to answer. He has almost 1 million followers on TikTok.
878,000 followers. And I actually talked to him this week when I was filling in on radio.
Yeah.
And he was like, I am deleting my TikTok because I have to from my government devices. We'll follow those rules. And he is deeply concerned about the lack of response to the allegations of interference in the elections in Canada by the Chinese. And of course, TikTok is created in China. It is an app in China. I also want to talk about the Rupert Murdoch and this Dominion
voting
machines lawsuit that is opened up the books on, oh my gosh, the lies that have been told by those, oh my goodness.
And he was deposed, and he essentially said, Tucker Carlson, Laura Ingraham, what's her name?
Ingraham, that
and the whole
Maria
lot of them did
Bartiromo.
endorse all these stupid false election claims. So a lot of people think that means that Fox is in some serious trouble.
Oh, the money is going to be just outrageous.
Over $1 billion Dominion wants.
Yeah. Now, while you were away, you read
The Harry Tome Spare. He is actually going to be doing a session about mental health with Dr. Gabor Mate from Vancouver. I thought that was interesting, but I did read his memoir, and I did find him to be a troubled person who's somewhat petty, has a lot of jabs for his brother and his father and what have you. A whole lot of pot smoking and a lot of drinking, and he's got some issues.
After I read the Dave Grohl autobiography that you gave to me, I'm looking forward to that, because he made the news as well. He did a big barbecue for
the homeless.
For the homeless. I mean, and doesn't want any credit for it. He was just like making it all happen.
They're probably not drinking this at the barbecue either. Check out
disgusting.
This new mark, like Pepsi and Peeps.
I want to put that in what the hell is wrong with people. I really do, honestly.
Somebody reached out and said, I'm just disappointed they didn't call it Peepsy. I was like, yes, that would have been brilliant.
That would have been brilliant.
That's so sweet. It makes my teeth hurt just thinking about it.
But it means it's spring when we start talking about Peeps. Hey, later on the show, as we mentioned, investigative journalist Sam Cooper is here. Whatever you hit record. If you have something else to do, hit record right now on your PVR, because you will want to hear what Sam has to say.
Also ahead, BC's on a spending spree, the renters rebate. We mentioned the free contraception. It's all on the way. Check's legislative correspondent Rob Shaw joins us next. Still in Hawaii, Jody.
You are Hawaiian time. It's good. It's good.